Hello and welcome to another Keeping the Conversation Alive video. So, oh no, that way round. So the world needs you, and it really, honestly does. Not just don't feel down. The world needs not that. The world really needs you, and it needs you now. So let me tell you what I mean, and maybe you can guess about this one. The world needs you. All right, the world needs you and your action because you might get behind the whole, the global need, the global crisis that's very real, and maybe you've dived into our group, or maybe all the videos around saying about the global warming crisis, the sustainability issues that just facing the world at the minute. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. The predictions, within my lifetime, and I'm quite old. Within my lifetime, the seas being dead, the air pollution, the flooding, and we're seeing natural disasters all the time. Are we not? The last couple of years, particularly, freak weather, freak fires, freak floods, we're seeing it all the time as I record this. There's stuff going on in Texas, I think it is, in America. So there's and other places. Greece last week. It's and forgive me if I've got that wrong. There's a huge need, and everything. And I said in previous videos is pointing towards the biggest change that we can make, individuals, is by choosing where our pound goes. So whether it goes to agriculture and the fish industries, or whether it goes to plant-based, as simple as that. And there's tons of videos. If you don't know them already, you can. I've said many times. We're building up a list, a library of links. Really, reviewing, not even reviewing. It's not for me to ordain myself to say this is a good program, you should watch this. It's like, wow, I've watched this. This is an amazing program, and we've got the links in there. So if you're coming to this, or you want some more to look at, or you want to give us some suggestions, then cool. But that voting with your pound, it's a really simple thing, and that's what we can do. That's why the supermarkets are booming at the moment. New products coming on every week with this plant-based option, because it's such a big issue, and that will disappear unless we put our money behind it, unless we go and buy that stuff and stop buying this stuff, being the meat, dairy, and fish industry stuff, then and put our money behind plant-based and going vegan. Ultimately, that is very directly going to change the world. That's the part that we can play. That's the action that the world needs us to take, not the governments, not the planet needs us to take. And if you think this message is being over-egged, please come, speak to me, ask me, come and dive into the group and see the programs, or message me or something like that. But don't just go, what's Will talking about, or you're over-egging it, or anything like that. Just come and talk to me. But maybe you think you can't push yourself to take your pound away from here, or your dollar, and put it here to plant-based. Maybe that's too big a push for yourself. Maybe you've got this thing going in that you can't not have that. I mean, I understand that from alcohol. I'm vegan, obviously, myself, but cheese was a bit of a one, but alcohol was the big one, But I'm teetotal. I have been for 3 years. So to not put my pound behind there, and to go, and I'm not asking you to be teetotal at all, but I would encourage you to put your pound behind plant-based rather than meat, dairy, or fish. And there's a huge bank of evidence to prove why that is the case for you. But maybe you feel you can't go you can't go that far. You can't do that consistently, because doing it a little bit, or reducing it a little bit, doesn't solve the problem. Because guess what? The exploitation that us humans do, and the commercialization, it just means that the small fish, the small fisheries, the small individual family-owned, family-run businesses, they'll be wiped out, and the huge conglomerates, the global entities, will just keep going. They'll be the ones that survive. We don't want that. We don't want that. Do you want that? So you might be too intimidated for some reason, for whatever reason, to consistently go, right, I'm not doing that. I'm going to put my money behind plant-based consistently. I'm going to do that. I choose that consistently to make that decision, not just to try it, not just to reduce it, boom, to do that, because that's what the world needs of you. Okay, that's the solution. Everything points towards that. And isn't it crazy? Just choosing where your pound goes, that can make the difference. But you can't wait for other people to do it. You can't wait. You do it, but go and get the information if you don't know it. You might be intimidated that it's such a big decision, but it's not. It's a small decision. It's just going, where should I put this pound? Put it here or here. It's a small decision, but the big change has to happen in here first. If you have low self-esteem. If you have low self-esteem, that's you're going to have loads of hurdles that will stop you going from that to spend your pound there or there. The biggest hurdle is here, right? In between, in here, in your beliefs. The biggest change needs to happen in your head first. So the solution is to solve your low self-esteem if you have low self-esteem, and this is only applicable for people with low self-esteem, but that's 80% of us, so that's quite broad. And again, you can find out with the test, but shall I put the test up here? Yes. So the test, the test, I'll put it around here. So take the test if you're not sure whether you have low self-esteem, but if you're pretty sure, you're a bit down on yourself and all that sort of thing, confirm it with the test. Get a score on that, because it's great to be able to see your score rising as you work on your low self-esteem into healthy self-esteem. But to do that, it's a really difficult thing, because what gets in the way is your self-sabotage, your existing programs like concrete, and you're trying to move the concrete with a tissue. It doesn't work. And a soggy tissue. It doesn't work. That's a strange metaphor, but it's taken me 13 years to get a system to be able to understand it. And I thought I'd found a system with NLP. I thought I'd found a system with coaching. I found a system with I found all these different methods, and they're all great, but they don't get the mother of all beliefs that I've coined the phrase. So you need to solve this low self-esteem to stop your self-sabotage, to stop your I can'ts. I can't, whatever. I can't, ... I can't, ... and turn that into an I am, right? I am spending my money here, not here. And that's an awesome thing to do. So I encourage you to do that. My invitation to you is to get in contact with me. All right, just message me. Let's have a conversation about it. Ask me any question. What questions have you got on your mind watching this now? Take the test. Find that score. If it's really low, it's like, right, this is going to be a huge hurdle for you. You need to do the work here, and that's relatively simple, but it's tough going sometimes. That's what I've spent so long creating the system for. It's tough going. You need that support. You need the support of somebody that's gone through that. And what I found with counsellors and psychotherapy, they're not trained in that stuff, and it's not. And there's no training for this stuff. It's kind of emerging at the moment, but I've spent so long on it that it's like I've made so many mistakes. Anyway, you can hear my story. In fact, go through the webinar. You'll hear that in the webinar. So if you've taken the test, the next step is a webinar. From that, you can actually get a free call to speak to one of the team, all right, to see whether this will work for you, to see how it will work for you, to see what options there are, to see how much it costs, to see what, everything, the payment options and all that, to see whether it's for you or not. But if you want to change the world, but you're getting in your own way, then get out of your own way and change the world. Because our kids deserve that, do they not? I know mine do. I'm sure yours do as well. And if you haven't got kids, then the kids or the next generation. But do you want to see the world end? Do you want to see anyway? You don't. So the world needs you. The world needs you now. So please take action. Get in the conversation. Get involved, because we can't just sit by. Because there will be plenty of people that will just sit by and ignore it and be leaned up against the bar, drinking their pints, laughing at us, taking it so seriously, laughing at us with what we're saying, laughing at. But which one do you want to be? There's always going to be people that won't. Don't let yourself be one of them. All right, many thanks. How many is that? 9:37. 9 minutes 37. Thank you for your time. Please get involved in the conversation. If you think I'm over again, just let me know. Lots of love. Loves you, boy. Bye bye.